What is one unwritten rule you think everyone should know and follow? If people are pulled off to the side of the road to let an emergency vehicle pass, let those ahead of you back onto the road. Don't try to get ahead of them. If you're walking in a group, always get it in writing. Let people out of the elevator, room, building, train before you get in. That way there's more room for everybody. Avoid making others wait on you as best you can. Do not use speakerphones in cubicles. Just don't use speakerphone in public. Don't congregate near doorways. I know in some areas this is actually a written rule for fire safety and stuff. But generally people are just unintentional assholes for blocking doorways. Edit. 340 replies. Or really any place that blocks foot traffic. People always stop at the top of the escalator at my metro station and it's like, where do you think you are? There is a continuous line of people going up the escalator. Edit. I'm filled with empathetic rage at all the stories of your various interactions with people lacking spatial awareness. If you think there's a problem with any electronic device in your possession, don't ask someone else for help until you've first turned it off and then back on again. Taking the biggest slice of pizza is fine. But if you do, don't also take the second biggest slice. Cover your mouth when coughing or sneezing. With your arm, not your hand, which you will then be touching things with. Edit. God damn it. Yes, with your elbow. Sorry I wasn't more specific. But this is what I meant. Pin pads are the devil in winter. If you're at a show and see someone fall down in a mosh pit, you pick that F-ker up. Guy did this for me when I was 15 at a metal concert. Someone pushed me into the pit and I ended up flat on my back thinking, welp, I had a good run. Then a scary looking dude picked me up and saved me. Wherever that dude is. Thanks bro. If a person can't fix something about the way they look in 5 seconds, probably best not to point it out. Food in teeth. Goahi. Wonky teeth? They probably already know. On a similar note, never make fun of someone's smile or their laugh. Unless you never want to see either again. As someone with snaggle teeth. Thank you for this. Yes. Random girl. I am totally aware that you saying, I could never date a guy with bad teeth to your friend when I'm right next to you in a queue as a dig at me. Lem just go drop $60. 000 on implants to satisfy you. Pointing out physical flaws is less attractive than having physical flaws. Blinker before brakes. Where I live, I'd be just damn happy to see people use their blinkers at all. Never headbutt a Samoan. Never mess with someone's food or drink. It isn't funny. Just because the light is green doesn't mean you should go if traffic isn't moving on the other side. This causes gridlock and it's your fault. Actually, I think this is a written law. You can get a ticket, but I'm still posting it because too many dingbats don't seek to know it yet. If you open something, close it again. I can't stand it when people open a bottle and don't put the cap on all the way. Or shutting a drawer only to leave it and ensure so still open. Open a cabinet. Close it. If it's closed when you go to use it, put it back the way you found it. Give your guest the bigger half. Takes larger portion for self. Guest, tired of my tea. Decides to call me out. Do you know? If I were the host, I would have picked the smaller piece. Me. Well, you've got the smaller piece anyway. So what are you complaining about? Don't make a move on your friend's girlfriend. And if she makes a move on you, deny it and tell him. When sharing beer with roommates, never touch either the first or the last beer. Those belong solely to the roomie who purchased it. God help the person who touches my last beer. Return your goddamn cart to the trolley area, you barbarians. If you're not sure if she's pregnant, don't ask. Ever. And if you are sure, then you don't need to ask. Basically, never ask if someone is pregnant. Accelerate up to the speed limit when in the merge lane for FCK's sake. It really isn't hard. Agree 100%. But as somebody who drives a Beetle from 1973, I'm really sorry. I'm accelerating as fast as I can. P. Never blame another person for your own actions. Just take responsibility. Don't FCK your best friend's husband wife so. Source. The stupid bitch Alyssa. Having a bad day doesn't mean that you have to ruin other people's day. A girl at my work pulled that line on our boss. It didn't go well. Boss. Sarah. Your report was due yesterday and I need it for a meeting I'm going to in 20 minutes. Sarah. Interrupting. I'm having a bad day. I don't need this tea right now. Boss. Can I see you in my office? Washing your hands after leaving the bathroom. Edit. Chew with your mouth shut. Just do it and quit being an asshole. Read shut as SLT and then it got aggressive. Don't change a diaper where people eat. In an airplane. Window seat gets window and left armrest. Aisle seat gets aisle and right armrest. This is for the plane's left side. Reverse for the plane's right side. When someone shows you a pic on their phone. No swiping allowed. Removed. I learned that zoom in trick on here. And it has saved me from this at least once. Before you hand someone your phone, just zoom in a small amount. Not even a noticeable amount. But if they try to swipe, it will just move that same picture around. Rather than going to the next picture. Edit. I should have said in the initial post. It doesn't work over and over. It only protects for the first swipe. At least that's how it works on my iPhone. You stand on the right side of the escalator and walk up down the left side. Wearing headphones in public is code for don't talk to me. If somebody holds the door for you, thank them. If they actually wait while doing so, mean it. That half run you have to do so they don't have to stand there forever. You can't call shotgun unless you're outside of the building and can see the vehicle. For women, always have an extra pad or tampon on you. You never know when someone might be in trouble and you can help. Urinal etiquette. No talking. Eyes forward. Leave a space. Hold your peace while you hold your peace. If your adult children allow you to be their Facebook friend, it is a token gesture. Stay out of their lives and don't comment on their social media interactions. Nice try, boo. See you for dinner tonight. Smooches. If you can't park it, don't drive it. Never get into a land war in Asia. I'd rather no one touches me on public transport. And they would prefer if you stopped touching yourself. Don't pet someone else's dog without asking first. And don't introduce your dog to someone else's without asking. And keep your damn dog on a leash. On top of this, don't let your kids run up to a stranger's dog. The amount of parents that allow this is absolutely insane. Then if the dog reacts badly and bites the kid, they could be put to sleep. Don't cut people in line. Even if it's an informal line. Like leaving a train station after getting off the train. Why are you walking beside the line and cutting people? There is a line for a reason. Do you think we are all just standing behind one another because we want to? If something doesn't scan at a register, don't ask if it's free. Be on time when meeting people. If you're running late, then send a text or call. But just showing up late for no good reason, that's so wrong. Makes me wonder if you think your time is more valuable than mine. Other people like different things. And that's okay. You love Linux. I use Windows. You use instant coffee. I love my neighborhood roaster. You fly United. I fly Delta. You like rural living. I like urban walkability. It doesn't f***ing matter beyond a casual observation. So don't launch into a 45 level flamure about it. Never text your buddies with just yo and then wait for a response. Just say what you want. Wave to the other car if they pull over on a tight street to let you go through first. I get so offended when others don't do it. Like, bitch, I was being nice as shitty just now. Wave to me. Focus more on succeeding through being sincere, reliable, and hardworking rather than good looking, talented, or smart. For one thing, we often overestimate our virtues. We tend to amplify praise, deflect criticism, and attribute lucky outcomes to merit while thinking poor ones for which they are at fault were merely misfortune or were caused by others. Addition. While it may appear that beautiful people and geniuses get success handed to them, in reality most of them, who are successful and somewhat content with their lives, worked very hard and had good people skills. At least in the way they needed to get things done. Spend less than you make. If you've been dating someone for more than a month, don't assume it's okay to FCK someone else just because you never explicitly establish exclusivity. When in an office, if you kill the Joe, people who say things like this are why I can't work with other people. Never in the history of calming down has someone been successfully calmed down by being told to calm down. Do not snitch on people if what they are doing doesn't concern you. It's one thing if the guy living in the room underneath you is ripping a bong every night and filling your room with the smell and hasn't stopped even after you've asked him to. But someone on the floor of my residence hall has been telling the resident assistants that my girlfriend drinks alcohol. God forbid a 19-year-old have a drink. And police officers have searched her room twice. Didn't find anything the first time. Snitch told them to look again. They didn't find any alcohol. They did find her taser though, so now she's in a lot of trouble. Know that it's just a joke is not an excuse. Never use it. Ever. If you have found yourself talking at the same time as another person multiple times in the same conversation, stop doing that. Please. For the love of God. Get off my lawn. Don't let your kids run around like idiots in a restaurant. When the elevator opens it's out first and last. On the highway it's slower traffic, keep right. When you finish with your shopping cart please put it where it goes. Personal space. Don't stand too close to someone. It seems obvious but a surprising amount of people don't know this. People can't read minds, so they only know what you tell them. If it ain't white it ain't right. How else will you know what color snow is safe to eat? Post unclear. I'm now stuck at KKK rally. When you're waiting in line at a busy store and a new register opens up, the person who is next in line should be the one allowed to go over and check out. It drives me absolutely f***ing crazy when the person at the very end of the line, who has been waiting for all of 30 seconds, runs over and starts unloading their shitty. This is just common courtesy. The person who has been waiting the longest should be the one who gets to be assisted next. It's an unwritten rule of life, and just basic human decency. To me, this is a small, but very telling character-defining thing. When I see the people at the back of the line race over so they can be helped first, I automatically know what kind of person they are, and thus dislike them. Oh, and one more quick one in the same vein. If you have a huge cart full of shit and the person behind you has like one or two things, let them go ahead of you. Not an unwritten rule, but just a kind and polite gesture. When finger banging a lady of your heart, unless until given other directions, use middle and ring finger. Palm facing upwards. Press fingers up, watch the nails. Rest the base of your palm on her clit, adding pressure and make circular motion with the whole hand. Then start bending the middle finger, making come here gesture. This post is a damn public service. Instructions unclear. Up to my elbow in PSSY. If you're in a movie theater and the previews have started playing, keep your WH Ray mouth shut all the way until the end credits of the movie have started rolling. Maybe it's just a issue where I live. But there's been a huge problem with people talking during the movie that's increased over the past decade. I'd kill to have an Alamo Draft house near where I live. Don't start a family unless you have your shit together. Just because you can't say it doesn't mean you should. If you comment in an Reddit thread, upvote the thread. Chew with your mouth closed. Nobody wants to hear or see that shit. Use please and thank you. It's just common courtesy and respectful. Please FCK off. Thank you. You eat 2 waffles or you starve. Don't be that asshole that leaves only one in the box. Don't lick your lips while staring at a stranger very intensely. Feel free to break up with someone but FCK off if you do it over text 4 days before Valentine's Day. Don't FCK your best friend's wife. You probably shouldn't FCK your wife's best friend either. Hashtag responsibly. If your post has more hashtags than actual words, you need to sit down and rethink your life goals. If you're in line at the grocery store with a cart full of items and the person behind you only has 1-2 items, let them go first. Don't ask the same question twice. Example. Do you have any oranges? No. You don't? Drives me up the f-king wall. I don't care if you only drink stouts, IPAs, lagers, whatever. If a man offers you a beer out the kindness of his heart, you shut the FCK up and drink that beer. Don't f-king microwave stinky fish for lunch every day in the break room microwave. Don't bring uninvited people when you pick up your weed. Just be nice. Even to the people you dislike. Just be nice to them. You don't have to be friendly. But just be nice. Since I'm having a kid soon, I think this one applies. If I am kind enough to let you know what we are thinking about for our child's name, do not shitty all over it and give every opinion you can think of. Now I just hate you. In traffic, especially heavy traffic, if someone lets you merge in front of them, wave in appreciation. If it's wet and it's not yours, don't touch it. Be excellent to each other. And party on. Dudes. No phones while eating a meal. Whether it be at home or out. Unless you're alone. When invading Moscow, make sure to never advance during the winter and bring enough supplies to make it until spring. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a dick to each other. If you use all the water in the kettle, refill it. You shouldn't point out things about people's appearances if they can't fix it in 10 seconds. If someone stops their car to let you cross the street, show a little hustle. Even you don't go faster but look like you put a little pep in your step. If it's brown, flush it down. At a certain point, just because you haven't discussed being exclusive doesn't mean you should FCK somebody else. Don't send more than 2 texts if the person hasn't responded yet. Emojis are exempt from this rule. Sends 10 whales. Thank your f-king server. Job or not. At least acknowledge them. Your order doesn't just appear. No. I'm not and have never been a server. I just hate being the only one that can break from my conversation to say it. Never forget to thank people who did something for you. If someone calls you delusional or that you have some sort of problem, you need to introspectively look at yourself and evaluate yourself and determine if there's any validity to their statement. People who are being delusional or have problems don't realize that they are being delusional. And so if someone is telling you you're delusional, no matter how stupid you think they are, you need to at least consider that there's a reason that someone is calling you delusional.